Give me your shoe.
It wouldn't fit you.
Want my shoes?
The film begins with Detective Shaft arriving at the scene of a brutal accident right outside a restaurant. After checking on one of the victims, Trey Howard, Shaft heads inside to investigate what really happened. Inside, a woman discreetly gestures toward Walter Wade Jr., a cocky, rich kid from a powerful family, who sits at the bar with blood still on his hands. Walter admits to having fought with Trey, claiming Trey started it, but Shaft isn't convinced. He arrests Walter anyway, sensing there's more to the story. The woman initially refuses to speak, but later, one of Trey's friends fills Shaft in on what really went down that night. Stepping outside, Shaft examines Walter's ID and immediately realizes who he's dealing with, the son of a wealthy real estate magnate. Walter, completely unbothered, wears a smug grin, acting as if nothing can touch him. When Shaft returns to the restaurant, he discovers that a key witness, the waiter, has mysteriously disappeared, adding to his frustration. Meanwhile, Trey's condition deteriorates rapidly, and he tragically dies after suffering a seizure. When Walter mocks Trey's death, Shaft loses control and punches him in the face before marching him down to the precinct. Later, Walter calls Shaft just to taunt him, bragging that because of the punch, his lawyer got him released on bail for $200,000, and now he's jetting off to Switzerland. 2 years pass. Shaft, still relentless in his pursuit of justice, leads a raid on an apartment, arresting a group of criminals after a tense chase through the streets. He even catches one suspect who tried to escape through a window. Shortly after, Shaft confronts Peoples Hernandez, a shady drug dealer who owns several suspicious properties. Frustrated, Shaft hurls a basketball at him, and when Peoples retaliates, Shaft arrests him too. Soon after, Shaft learns that Walter has returned to the United States. He rushes to Westchester County Airport and waits inside Walter's car. When Walter arrives, Shaft is there waiting, ready to rearrest him on the spot. Back at the station, Shaft's fellow officers applaud him for capturing the infamous fugitive who had slipped through Justice's fingers for so long. That night, Shaft attends a party where his friends and family shower him with praise for finally bringing Walter back. But while Shaft celebrates, Walter faces his own nightmare in prison. He gets into a fight with another inmate demanding his shoes. Later in the yard, Peoples approaches him, offering a cigarette and striking up a smooth conversation that hints at a potential alliance. At Walter's new bail hearing, the judge sets his bail at $1 million and orders him to surrender his passport. Disillusioned with the system's corruption, Shaft quits the police force, vowing to bring Walter down his own way, outside the law. As Walter's paranoia grows, he starts to sense that Shaft is getting closer to locating Diane, the missing waitress who witnessed the murder. To keep Walter on edge, Shaft deliberately flashes an image of the missing woman, pushing Walter deeper into fear. Desperate, Walter turns to his father and their lawyer, Paul, demanding they find Diane. But Paul calmly explains that she doesn't want to be found. Enraged, Walter storms off and, upon seeing a woman wearing one of his late mother's necklaces, lashes out, stealing all his mother's jewelry in a fit of anger. Determined to find Diane first, Shaft teams up with his close ally, Detective Carmen Vasquez. They track down one of Diane's friends, who asks Shaft to scare off a local thug named Malik that's been harassing her young son. Shaft obliges, confronting Malik in front of his friends and warning him never to bother the boy again. Later, Diane spots Shaft nearby and panics, speeding off in her car as Shaft gives chase on foot, barely avoiding getting hit by traffic. Meanwhile, Walter meets with Peoples again, handing him the jewelry he stole and a piece of paper with important information. Peoples eyes the jewelry suspiciously, asking if it's stolen, but Walter insists it was inherited and worth $40,000. Peoples takes him into a hidden room where a woman is packaging drugs, trying to recruit Walter to make deliveries. Disgusted, Walter refuses and storms out. That night, Shaft realizes one of Peoples' men is tailing him. He captures the man, forcing him into his car and threatening him until he confesses everything about Walter and Peoples' plan. Midway through, two corrupt officers, Rosselli and Groves, arrive, and though they don't recognize Peoples as man, they notice a distinctive tattoo on his hand. Meanwhile, Peoples and his crew decide to eliminate Diane. When one of his men mentions that same tattoo, Peoples silences him permanently to cover their tracks. Shaft and Carmen later visit Diane's mother but are confronted by Diane's angry brother, who tries to attack them. Shaft and Carmen quickly draw their guns, forcing him to back off. As they leave, they realize Rosselli and Groves are following them and working for Peoples. To fight back, Shaft partners with his former colleague Detective Luger. Together, they steal the money Walter had been saving to pay off Peoples, money Walter raised by selling his late mother's expensive jewelry. With his funds gone, Walter becomes completely dependent on Peoples, who forces him to distribute drugs to elite clients in exchange for protection and help locating Diane. Shaft and Luger then devise a trap, planting Walter's stolen money in Rosselli and Groves' car to make it look like they betrayed Peoples. But the plan backfires when the corrupt officers spot Shaft fleeing the scene. Realizing they've been set up, they go after him with renewed fury. Shaft races to Diane's house and finds her trying to escape, but before they can leave, Peoples' men ambush them. A massive shootout erupts. Shaft fights back fiercely, killing several attackers and accidentally shooting Peoples' younger brother, which sends Peoples into a rage. Furious and grief-stricken, Peoples orders Rosselli and Groves to track Shaft's every move. Shaft, Diane, and their ally Frank hide at a rundown apartment belonging to a friend named Ran, but the place is filthy and unsafe. Meanwhile, Walter returns home only to find Peoples and his men waiting for him. When Walter tries to resist, Peoples slashes his hand and leaves him injured. Finally, Diane confesses everything to Shaft. She witnessed Walter murder Trey that night. Relieved, Shaft promises to protect her. Soon, Peoples and his men track Shaft to Rand's apartment. Another intense gunfight breaks out. Shaft eliminates most of Peoples' crew, while Rosselli and Groves seize the chance to try to kill him. But Detective Carmen intervenes, sneaking up from behind and shooting the corrupt cops dead. The chaos spills onto the streets, where Shaft and Carmen battle the remaining gangsters. In the final showdown, Peoples grabs Diane and holds her at knife point. Shaft lowers his gun, challenging him to a fair fight. Peoples pretends to accept but suddenly reaches for a hidden gun. Shaft reacts first, shooting him dead and saving Diane. In the aftermath, Trey's mother, Carla Howard, arrives at the courthouse for Walter's hearing. Diane is there too, but when Walter enters, Carla unexpectedly pulls out a gun and shoots him in the chest, ending his life.